When you're a famous celebrity, it's so easy to sit back and make millions of dollars. Sometimes, though, as quick as that cash may roll in, it can leave just as fast. And that's certainly not good for celebrities who are used to living their lavish lifestyle. Today, we are going to see top 10 celebrities who lost everything. Number 10. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger got into some big financial trouble when she backed out of playing the lead role boxing Helena because she breached her contract. She was forced to pay $8.1 million as a result. Kim had to file for bankruptcy, which resulted in a 4-year-old legal battle. The bankruptcy judge somewhat leaned in Kim's favor, proposing that she would pay $3.8 million instead of $8.1 million. This isn't the first time Kim was in trouble with money. In the 80s, she bought the town, Bristolton, Georgia, in hopes to make it a tourist destination. Unfortunately, that failed, and she was forced to sell the town to try to make some money back. Number 9. MC Hammer. MC Hammer was big back in the day with his music, and his hit Can't Touch This. As a result, he was able to rack in millions rather quickly. Unfortunately for MC Hammer, he didn't budget his money wisely and as a result, went bankrupt. He never did anything for himself, and had a staff of over 200 people that he paid to do everything for him. He also had a very expensive taste as he bought a $30 million mansion, as well as a number of luxury cars like Lamborghinis. Of course, he had his fair share of legal trouble, too, and he was forced to file for bankruptcy in 1996 as he was $13 million in debt, in which he was forced to sell his luxurious possessions to help pay off that debt. Number 8. Nicolas Cage. At one point, Nicolas Cage was in a number of movie roles, and one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood with a net worth of $150 million. Having all of that money couple really go to your head, as Nicolas Cage was spending money left and right, and some ridiculous and expensive things, including several properties. Soon, he found himself in a boatload of debt, and he faced foreclosure on a few of his properties, as well as owing the IRS $6.3 million in property taxes. He was forced to file for bankruptcy, but now is doing much better as he took on many roles to help pay off his debts. Number 7. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye had an extremely successful career over the years, and brought him millions of dollars. Unfortunately, the singer had an untimely death when his father fatally shot him. At the time of his death, he was in $9.2 million in debt. About half of that debut was owed to the IRS in back taxes. After he passed away, his estate was able to use his music rights to pay off the debt that he owed back. Not only was the estate able to make enough money to pay back his debts, but also have money to inherit themselves. Number 6. 50 Cent. Rapper 50 Cent had his fair share of money problems when he was forced to file for bankruptcy in 2015. At the time, he had about $20 million in assets, but he was also in an insane amount of debt, owing about $36 million. Everything started to go downhill for the rapper when he got into some legal trouble and owed $7 million in a settlement against him. After filing for bankruptcy, a judge came up with a 5-year plan to pay back $87 million of the debts. He also received $13.65 million in settlement in a malpractice lawsuit that also went to pay back his debts. Number 5. Aaron Carter. Over the years, we've seen Aaron Carter struggle with his health, his family, and especially financially. Aaron Carter rode on the coattails of his brother Nick Carter's career. With the Backstreet Boys, he had his own successful career and made millions by the time he was just a teenager. In 2013, however, Aaron filed for bankruptcy. He claimed that he had over $3.5 million in debt and only had a little over $8,000 in assets. Aaron Carter claimed that the reason he was so in debt was because of his parents mishandling his money before he turned 18. Thankfully for Aaron, he was able to settle most of his debts by 2014 and is only worth a few $100,000 today. Number 4. Stephen Baldwin. When your daughter is Hailey Baldwin and your son-in-law is Justin Bieber, you'd think that money really wouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately for Stephen Baldwin, he got into quite a bit of financial trouble. In 2009, he was forced to file for bankruptcy as he was millions in debt. He apparently owed $2.3 million, however. He didn't have enough assets to pay off the debt. As a result, he filed for the protection and took until 2019 for him to fully pay off all of the debts that he owed. Number 3. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is a former basketball player that is not only known for the amazing way he plays on the court, but for his off-court antics as well. Over the years as a player, he was fined thousands of dollars for causing harm to referees and even losing out on $1 million when he was suspended for 11 games. He's also had his fair share of legal problems, especially since he had multiple marriages and claimed that he couldn't pay spousal and child support. He was also arrested several times, which cost him even more money. With all of his ups and downs, he's lost millions over the years. Number 2. Courtney Love. When Courtney Love's husband, Nirvana's Kurt Cobain, suddenly passed away, she found herself inheriting an insane amount of money. Courtney got what she calls $27 million in Nirvana money. Believe it or not, Courtney blew through that Nirvana money, spending it on drugs and her hardcore rock and roll lifestyle, causing her to lose all of it. Over the years she struggled with money, as she had an insane amount of legal troubles and settled lawsuits. She claims that now she makes just enough money to live comfortably. Number 1. Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton filed for bankruptcy not once, but twice. The first time she filed was in 1998, and many were confused as she had sold millions of copies of her album and had a sold-out tour. She was having an issue with her record label, and she was forced to sue them to terminate her recording contract, as she was only receiving 33 cents per album sold, and she is barely making any money. After a messy legal battle, she eventually settled. Her career took off again, and she announced a Las Vegas residency in 2006, and it did so while it was extended through 2010. Unfortunately, in 2007, she was hospitalized after collapsing on stage, and she was forced to cancel her show because of her health. As a result, in 2010, she filed for bankruptcy again as she couldn't work and fell into debt. Luckily, she settled her bankruptcy case in 2013 and turned her career back around again. This was out today's video. Thanks for watching. See you in next video. Till then, take care.